Okay, today we are working on 6-4, which is writing linear equations in standard form. So you'll be able to graph equations using the x and y intercept by the time today's done. So first question, when you hear slope-intercept form, you should think immediately y equals mx plus b. Now, your b here is going to equal your y-intercept, and m should be your slope. Okay, so today we're not going to continue to work on that. We're actually going to look at a new form, standard form, of a linear equation, and we're going to use ax plus by, should be a capital B, equals c. Alright, so we call this standard form, and we're going to find the x and the y intercepts. Now, let me try that again. Where's your y-intercept? From our work the other day, we understand it's where it crosses right here, our y-axis. So, at this point, at my y-intercept, what is my x value? Well, x would be down here, and this value is 0. So my x is going to equal 0 here. So now let's flip it. I'm looking for my x-intercept. So that's where it's going to cross my x-axis. What is my y value? Well, y is 1 here, 0, -1. So my y value, where it's going to cross my x-intercept, y is going to equal 0. Look, let's just find, to start with, your x and y intercepts. So like I said before, if we're trying to, and let's start with my y, just because that's what we've worked with the last couple days. My y-intercept of 3x plus 4y equals 0. Well, if we go back to my graph here, when I was looking for the y-intercept, what is my x value? Well, this is my y-intercept. Where does it cross? Well, it crosses here at 0. So let's make my x equal to 0 when I am trying to find the y-intercept. So plug 0 in for x. We would plug 0 in here. 3 times 0 plus 4 times y equals 8. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 4y equals 8. We would subtract 0. 4y equals 8. Get y by itself, which is my ultimate goal. So we divide by 4. Y is going to equal 2. Now, let's go back and find here my x-intercept. So x-intercept, we go back to my graph again. Where it crosses the x-axis, what's the value? Well, y is 0 here. So plug in 0 for your y. So if I'm trying to find x-intercept, y is going to have to equal 0. So 3x plus 4 times 0 equals 8. 3x plus 0 equals 8. 3x equals 8 divided by 3. X is going to equal 8/3. Okay, go ahead and find my x and y intercepts here. Pause the video and solve. So when you found the x-intercept here, you should have substituted 0 for your y. So if 0 was y, plug in 0. 2x plus 0 equals 6. Divide everything by 2. X is going to equal 3, so my x-intercept is 3. Here, when you were trying to find the y-intercept, you're going to substitute 0 in for x, solve it out, and your y-intercept is going to equal 5, 6. Alright, now we're going to graph lines using these intercepts. So once you find your y-intercepts, let's find them again here. 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 12. Divide by 3. Y is going to equal 4. 2x plus 0 equals 12. Notice here, 3 times 0 is going to give you 0. So we're going to start to find a shorter way. We don't even need to write this. So 2x equals 12. Divided by 2. X equals 6. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these points. Y equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. X equals 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plot your points. And then connect your dots. Of course, making a straight line, using a straight edge would be the best. So go ahead. I would like you to pause the video and graph 3x plus 5y equals 15 using your x and y intercepts. When you found your intercepts here, we plugged in 0 for y, got what x would be. Plugged in 0 for x, got what y would be. Your graph should be your 2 points, and then drawing your line through your 2 points. Your graph should look like this. Now, really quick here, where did they get this 5003 points? Well, x was 5, and what I plug in for y, 0. So here's the order pair they created. Where here, x was 0. What was y? 3. So these are the two order pairs that they plotted and then drew the line. And horizontal lines. So y equals 3. I need to graph this. Find where y equals 3. 1, 2, 3. Negative 3 is at this point right here. Now, is there an x value? We should go through. This is where y equals negative 3. Any point along this line is when y is negative 3. So this is what it looked like. But now let's go back into our y-intercept form. Y equals negative 3. Form ax plus by equals c. My a is going to equal 0 because 0 times x is 0. We don't even have to write it. Plus 1 y equals negative 3. So plug in 0. We would get y equals negative 3 when x equals 0. And now let's flip it. If y was 0, zero is not equal to negative 3, so we don't even have a spot where it crosses my x-axis, which makes sense because, once again, is this going to cross? No, this is going to stay parallel with my x-axis. So now let's look at vertical. When x equals 2, so let's once again put this into my ax plus by equals c, standard linear equation form. X, there's a 1 in front, so 1x plus 0y equals 2. This is going to cancel out. X is going to equal 2 when y was 0. So 2, 0, my point. Now if I flip it and plug 1 times 0 equals 0 times, plus 0 times y equals 2, I'm going to get 0 plus 0 equals 2, and 0 does not equal 2, so this, once again, does not cross now my y-intercept. So it's going to create this line. Go ahead, pause the video and graph y equals 4, and then graph y equals negative 3. So if you write y equals negative 4 in standard form, you should see that y equals 4, so go to 4, draw your straight line here. When you write this in standard form, solve it out, you're going to get x equals negative 3 and create a graph like this. Of today's lesson, it's transforming your equation from slope-intercept form to standard form. So slope-intercept, once again, is what we did the other day. Y equals mx plus b, and we're going to put it into standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. And you do need to know the difference of the two which form is which. So when you change an equation from slope-intercept form to standard form, if the equation contains fractions here or decimals, you need to multiply to write the equation using integers, so whole numbers, positive, negatives, but you cannot have fractions and decimals. How do I transform this into standard form? Well, I see here I have a 4, and I want to get rid of it because it's creating a fraction. So what you can do is you can times this entire thing by 4, and whatever you do to one side of the equation, yes, do to the other. So 4y equals 4 times 3/4 x plus 2. Well, we need to distribute my 4 to both. 3/4 times 4. These are going to cancel for you and leave you with 3x plus 4 times 2, 8, equals 4y. Now, I'm trying to get this into standard form, so I need ax plus by equals c, so we got to get this x's over. So you finish with negative 3x plus 4y equals positive 8. And once again, we're trying to write this into standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. I have a fraction here I need to get rid of, so I'm going to times everything by the denominator, which is 5. And whatever I do to one side of an equation, you've got to do to the other. So 5y equals 5 times negative 2/5 x plus 1. So first thing, distribute 5 times negative 2/5. They're going to cancel my denominator, so I'm going to be left with negative 2x. 5 times all the way over here, 5, we're going to get a 25. 5y equals negative 2x plus 25. Need to get x over to create my standard form here, plus 2x. 2x plus 5y equals 25. Alright, here I had a 1, not a 5, so let's rewrite that. I was doing it already. 5 times 1 is 5. So you should have gotten 2x plus 5y equals 5. Alright, go ahead and write y equals 2/3 x plus 6 in standard form. Pause the video. Alright, you should have seen, I guess, to start, that this 3 you're trying to get rid of. Because there's 3 in the denominator, how do you get rid of it? Well, we're going to times this side of my equation, all of it, by 3. And whatever I do to one side, I need to do the other. So they're working their way through. 3y equals 2x, and they got the 2x because these 3's are going to cancel. These 3's are going to cancel. And then when I times 3 by 16, I get 18. Taking this form here, I know I need to get ax plus by equals my c constant. So I'm going to subtract 2x to both sides. And they get negative 2x plus 3y equals 18. So then you need to write it in standard form. This is standard form. Go ahead and begin working on your practice problems at this time.